If you said to me, what's the most important thing you can do to get yourself in a great position with the mental part of the game, I would say it's about getting quiet. How are we going to do that when we live in a noisy environment? We tend to be a very noisy world. I don't mean just literally, I also mean symbolically. The TV, the cell phones, the social media. Spend time each day getting quiet. I've been living in the mental game for 29 years as a coach, teacher of it. So, you know, I've had a lot of raw experience myself practicing meditation for 29 years, seeing the effect it's had on me personally, the effect it's had on players and teams I've worked with. And so I've sort of been on the sidelines like the people before me, the Ken Ravisas of the world and the Bob Rotellas of the world. And there's a saying, you can only get so much blood out of a turnip. And I don't even actually know what that saying means, but it sounds apropos. How much more physical are we going to get out of the human body? I think it's great that guys are throwing another mile an hour harder, or 3 or 4 or 5. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great that guys are hitting the baseball 30 or 40 feet further. At the end of the day, there comes a point where how much more can you tap into physically is the bottom line. Yet, how much more can you tap into mentally? And here's always the rub to that comment. Not only do we all know there's a lot to tap into mentally, but it's the most untapped part, comparative to hitting mechanics, pitching mechanics, lifting, nutrition, which is all very, very important. And I've been feeling this way for 29 years. I think the difference now is that the mental game, so to speak, has become mainstream across all sports. So from that point of view, I actually feel very optimistic and encouraged. The main piece, and I've had talks with people I have so much respect for in the mental training field, anybody that's actually teaching the mental game, I have told them all the same thing. I'm like, look, being in the moment, being process-oriented, pitch to pitch, all this stuff is great stuff and is still important. Where the rubber hits the road is the mental practice. Breathing, relaxation, meditation, visualization, imagery, mental rehearsal, affirmations. I mean, we can go on and on about things you can do with your mind, but to me, if you said, what is the one thing that you would say of all the practices that I feel like all could be utilized, what would you cut to the chase on that? To me, it's some form of meditation, some form of getting quiet, some form of breathing, some form of knowing what it's like to allow, stuff, to leave your system, thoughts to go where they need to go, to where you can start to settle and get quiet. Quiet mind equals freedom. Quiet mind equals pure instincts. Basically, all the things that an athlete wants, and I would argue a human being wants, having a clearer mind and being more relaxed. If you talk to any athlete in any sport, if you talk to an attorney that's arguing a case, a doctor that's doing surgery, I can't imagine in any walk of life someone saying that having a clearer mind and being more relaxed or less distracted is not a great thing. If you want to get better at those 3 things, which is going to then, of course, really support your performance and allow your performance to thrive, well then, you want to get better at those 3 things. How do you get better at those 3 things? Well, if you want to be a better hitter, you take swings. If you want to get better at those 3 mental skills, you do mental practice. One of my favorite lines that I got from Dr. Shauna Shapiro, shout out to her, she's amazing, is you become what you practice. Learn about meditation, learn about breathing, learn about what it means to be in a state where your thoughts may be creating noise, your thoughts may be talking about stuff, you're no longer attached to that. We have resources out there, there's plenty of resources out there. If nothing else, if you just spent 90 seconds right now just counting your breath, inhale 1, exhale 2, and you literally just counted to 20 or 30, and you got really good at that, that's a great start at training yourself and your mind how to start getting quiet. So maybe we'll leave on that note.